throwing it here to the amazing Dayoman for an any percent run of Spyro the Dragon 1998. Kick it off, friend.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dayoman here, and we are here with Spyro the Dragon. Let's go! Woo! Hi! So yes, guys, this is Spyro, and my name's Dayoman, so let's kick it right off into this run. Guys, count it down with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oops, I pressed it a little early. Anyways, guys, welcome. This is Spyro the Dragon. This is my favorite game of all time, and I'm so glad I get to share it with you guys today. This game is awesome, and I've grown up with it from a very early age, so if any of you guys out there in the chat grew up with this game, man, post a cute emo, post some hype, because I'm going to definitely use that energy to get through this run today, so hype up in the chat, y'all. So yeah, guys, so this run, to explain what I'm playing here, this is any percent. And my goal of this run is to get to the very end, kill Nasty Nork, and finish timing on that final flame on Nasty. So just get from the start to the end. It's that easy, right? What's the big holdup? Well, as it turns out, getting to Nasty Nork is harder than you might initially think. And the reason for that is because there's 6 homeworlds, each of which is separated by a balloonist. Each of these balloonists have different requirements in order for you to hop on their balloon and proceed to the next homeworld. By the end of the game, by the time I exit Dreamweavers specifically, I need to have 5 dragon eggs, 6,000 gems, and 50 dragons. And I know you're thinking, okay, like gems, dragons, but what are dragon eggs? Dragon eggs are the little blue guys that go like, nah, 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 nah. You know what I'm talking about. Those guys definitely, if you've ever played this game before, those guys definitely gave you trouble as a kid. And even me, to this day, they'll still give me the runaround. So just know you're not alone. The little na 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 still give me trouble. So yeah, but essentially, we have to get those 5 eggs, 50 dragons, and 6,000 gems. Tight jump right there. And the toughest part about it all is getting to the end of Dreamweavers with the 6,000 gems. You see, whoa! The clean dodge right there, you saw that. But getting 6,000 gems is the tough part because we have to go out of our way for the high value gems. You see, each gem color has a different value. You see, I collected a blue one right there. So I'm gonna be going out of my way for the more valuable gems like the blues, the yellows, the purples that are worth 5, 10, and 25 respectively, over the lesser value gems like the reds and the greens, which are worth 1 and 2 respectively. So with that, we're getting through the Artisan's Homeworld right here, and I just want to talk a little bit about a little bit of the history of this game at GDQ, some of the speedrun history. Big shouts to Chris LBC, who's run this game more than once at GDQs in the past. You might remember me as the guy in the Spyro onesie pajama outfit at AGDQ 2020, and man, that was quite an experience. And you know, my history with this marathon and with speedrunning goes way back to like 2012 when I first watched my first GDQ and saw ZFG playing Ocarina of Time, watching Siglemic play Mario 64. You know, these people really inspired me to get into this game and to explore 3D platformers from this era. And when I found Spyro 1, it was just like something clicked for me. And I hope that when you guys are watching this run, you can kind of see what it is that really draws me to it. To me, there's an endless skill ceiling in this game, and there's an endless amount of optimization that you could do with your movement. Even in a task scenario, you could always take a straighter line, do a little bit better execution on the flames and charges and glides. So it's a really beautiful game to me in that way. And our first major trick of the run is coming up right now. Coming out of Town Square, we're gonna be doing a really clutch wall glide to get out of bounds here. So let's see if I can get that. Hype up, and let's see if I can get my focus mode on here. Here we go. Oh, yes, nice. And the Chris strat, woo, the roll, okay. Swag. So that was the first out of bounds of the game. And you might be thinking like, all right, well, some out of bounds, like this game must be broken wide open, right? Well, not as much as some of the other games in the original trilogy. You see, games like Spyro 2 and Spyro 3, they have a lot more mechanics in them, like swimming, and fireball and things like that, which kind of break them open a lot more in an out of bounds sense. But this game is more limited in its movement options, which basically means that I'm relegated to using like really tight movement like those wall glides in order to get out of bounds. So I'll definitely be pointing out anytime there's a weird like little strat I'm gonna be doing and explaining that as we get through it. But that was our first wall glide of the run, where instead of losing height from the glide, we're pushing up against the wall in order to gain extra height. Very precise, because if you push too hard, you're gonna lose your glide, and vice versa. If you don't push hard enough, you're not gonna get the glide. So with that said, we're moving on to our second homeworld right there, and we just talked to one of those balloonists that I was mentioning earlier. The requirements for the first couple of balloonists are not that stringent. In fact, I could probably run to the end of Peacekeepers in the next level or two, but I'm actually going to go out of my way, go into a couple extra levels before I move on, so that way I can front load my gem count, so that way I'm ready when I exit Dreamweavers. Now listen, did you hear that? There is a big yellow guy up on the cliff up above me, and a little known Easter egg kind of fact about this game is that the fan chests, those little metal chests with the fans on top of them, when you flame them 3 times, the fan actually explodes off the top and it can hit enemies and boxes in front of you. So we actually use that to hit one of these big yellow guys right here, like this one, off screen. So you'll be seeing a 25 gem right after this dragon that guy dropped. Really cool little kind of unseen little tech right there. Now you're noticing whenever I touch these dragons, I'm making sure to touch them on a specific point of their dragon pedestal. That way Spyro can run to the closest possible spot before the dragon explodes. It saves about a second per dragon, but can we get this charge glide? Oh, barely missing it. It's a minor time loss. Minor time loss. We don't worry about it, guys. We stay hyped up in here. So here's the little backup right here. A cool thing actually about missing little strats like this is the backups will tend to give you a little bit of extra gems, like that blue and those reds. I wouldn't have gotten those otherwise, and that's gonna save me time later on in the run as I keep moving forward. But we're just getting out of Dry Canyon right now, and we're about to head into Cliff Town. I think now would be a great time if we have any donations. Feel free to get those in there before I attempt our next big trick of the run.
Well, then let's get some good vibes in there. I've got a $500 donation here from Freeze Tags that says, "Let's go, Dayoman. You got this, man."
Dude.
Shout outs to Dorito and Rotus. Rat Jam every day. Best of luck with the run.
Oh my God, thank you, Freeze Tags. A local in my stream. What a legend, man. Thank you, Freeze. And yeah, shout outs to Rotis, the little chicken in treetops. You gotta love many Rotis fans in the chat. Make yourselves known. We named some of the little fodder enemies that you use to refill Sparks' health. But before I get into that, check out this little trick right here. See if I can nail it. Oh, what? The delayed proxy. So you can kind of see what I wanted to get right there. What I was doing was getting squeezed between the mama and the corner right there, so that way I can get up, shot up into the air because Spyro's squeezed into a spot that he's not supposed to be. So as a fail-safe mechanism in the game ejects you upward. Believe me, that's not our only upwards proxy of the game. We're gonna be having one later on near the end of the run with a certain rat by the name of a certain delicious Frito-Lay tortilla chip. And you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Dorito, the rat proxy, but I'll be talking about more about that as we get closer to it. In fact, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about kind of the history of this game and any percent and some of the runners that have come to kind of define the category and really inspire me as I've been playing this game throughout the years. Chris LBC, who I already mentioned, was the any percent record holder for this game for over 2 years. Back in 2016 to 2018, but when I started watching him, it was like early 2014, 2015 on Speedruns Live. Shout outs in the chat if you remember Speedruns Live. It's still around, and I still have that as my homepage, you know, like a true gamer. And yeah, and then people like Saboom, who has always been a huge inspiration to me. Me and him are still trading the 120% record back and forth, and me and him have been playing this game since like, both of us since 2013, so the history really runs deep between just the two of us in that category alone. But not to mention, there's some legendary runners who run other categories like Vortex. Shouts to Nova Spell, who recently got a 2050 in the category. I mean, like some of these categories that are just coming out right now, like Vortex, miscellaneous category, the goal of that particular run is just to run to every return home vortex at the very end. And so it creates this whole other dynamic compared to collecting gems and collecting dragons and stuff. So it's really cool that, to me, that there's multiple ways to experience this game. It's not just like, all right, here's one category and here's another category, but the difference between Vortex and any percent, 120% is so stark to me. It really is like a different speedrunning experience altogether, rather than just like a different route through the game per se. So that's what I love about it. Now, speaking of little cool routes here, I'm doing some early flame charges on some of these enemies, but you're noticing that the gems are actually popping up into the air. Now, an interesting thing about this is that with some enemies in this game, you can actually flame and then charge really quickly into them to cause their gems to home in. We call that technique a flame charge because it's very precise, and the timing and spacing varies from enemy to box to enemy to every different character model has a different spawn point for their gem, and therefore has a different flame charge timing. Now here's a big jump right here. Let's see if I can get it. Yes, we got the cliff jump. Very nice. You can see that one is very tight. And in order for me to get that jump, there's our first egg thief, by the way. In order for me to get that jump, I have to jump, hold the X button so that way he gets max height, then swipe from square to X in order to quickly charge, then glide in order to maximize my height and speed. That's the only way I'm able to get up to that ledge early. And you can see me sort of abusing that mechanic all throughout the game whenever I play. And here we go into Night Flight right now. This is our first flying level of the game. Definitely one of the most nostalgic. Let me just take a moment to talk about how beautiful, like environmentally speaking, this game is. Some of the skyboxes, the way these levels are designed. I mean, to me, it's like a real throwback to like my early days when I first got into video games, those early 3D platformers. And to me, it's so beautiful to go through a level like this with an awesome soundtrack by Stuart Copeland. So, whether you speedrun or not, I could totally understand where it's just appreciating the aesthetic beauty of a game like this is so cool. And speaking of aesthetic beauty, I wanted to mention real quick, there was a remake of this game as well as the other two Spyro games in the original trilogy called the Spyro Reignited Trilogy that came out in 2018. You see, if you look up this game now, you're gonna see a lot of like modernized graphics and different little Spyro pictures and stuff like that. That are like way different graphics. That's the Reignited Trilogy. So make sure you don't mix those up with the original. This is the very first OG Bobby Johnson from 1998. And to me, you just can't beat the classics. But in all fairness, I think they did a great job visually on Reignited, and it does hit a lot of those same heartstrings for me that I don't know. I just love looking at this game, and it's really beautiful to me. And I'm sure some of you guys know where I'm coming from about that. Anyways, we're getting close to the end of Peacekeepers here. We're gonna head over to Ice Cavern, another super nostalgic level. And we're actually gonna talk a little bit about the skybox in this level. There's some really interesting little details about it, but before I get too ahead of myself, I'll just open up the floor just a little bit more for some donations in case we have any. Go ahead.
Oh, Dale, we have so many. This community is amazing. First one I can see right here is by Zando Toaster for $100 and says the Spyro community has grown so much over the last couple years, and Dayoman has undeniably played a huge part in that growth. Thank you so much, Dayo, for all that you've done for our community. You make us proud.
Thank you, Zando. And you too, man. Shout outs to the Sparksless world record holder, Zando Toaster. What a legend. And you heard me right. You can play this game without sparks with certain memory hacks using a Game Shark. And it's frustrating, to say the least. It's just a little frustrating having to collect every gem manually. But I want to just show you guys something real quick. I'm going to take just a quick little time loss here just to show you guys. Take a look at this. Look up at those stars right there. Now, first of all, gorgeous, I know. But an interesting detail about them is that they're actually not part of the skybox at all, but instead they're translated across the Z-axis of the 3D plane within this game. What's interesting about that is because the PS1 hardware is so primitive in its design, it doesn't know how to translate those stars depending on where you are in the map. So if you can get down close to the void, which you can in this level, I'm not going to be able to show that off in this run, but if you get down close to the void, you can actually see the stars flying by you. They sort of look like Haunter from Pokemon, the little like orb flying around. And I know you guys know a thing or two about orb hype, so hype up in the chat for that. But it kind of tells like a cute little story to me. It's a nice metaphor for that. Even though something looks so far away, the stars so far away in the sky, the real stars are right here on the ground, right beside us. And to me, you're the star, translated across the Z-axis of my heart. I know, a little cheesy. All right, I'll give you that. It was a little cheesy. So yeah, moving on. We're about to exit Ice Cavern right now. We're gonna head to our third homeworld, Magic Crafters, right after this. Cool little bit of movement tech right here. Instead of just charging up this hill outside of the portal right here, I'm gonna quickly go from square to X so that way I do full hop charges. Spyro does like a little kind of squiggle kind of movement, sneaking in a little flame, and you could do that much more optimally to make him really kind of do the stanky leg right there. But really cool little bits. There's so many tiny little bits of movement optimization in this game that I love about it. And if you really focus and really try, like I said, there's just no skill ceiling to it. There's always a little bit better that you can do. And that's why I love not just speedrunning this game, but looking at speedruns of games like Mario 64, Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot. These are games that are all from that similar era and are all just super open-ended 3D platformers. And if you're interested in any of these games, I highly recommend going on the Twitch directory and just looking up the game and following the game. If you didn't know, that's a thing you can actually do, and you'll see a ton of streamers, small and big, who really chase down amazing speedruns. Like Xander Toaster said, the community is bigger than it's ever been, and we're always happy to have new people in the chat and have new people learning. So be sure to also check out the Spyro, speedrun.com/Spyro1 leaderboards if you're curious about getting into it, and getting into the Discord if you're curious about running. So we're here in Magic Crafters right now. The first level, this is where we're gonna see our first example of global cycles, okay? So with enemies in this game, they're all affected by your camera movement and how you approach them. But interestingly, that goes in tandem with the global cycles of platform movement in these Magic Crafters levels. Basically, the wizards are like manipulating the environment and like moving all these like walls up and down. And so you gotta be quick as a speedrunner in order to catch these cycles because they're on a global basis, while the enemy AI itself is based on the camera. So there's an interesting interplay between global and camera manipulated cycles in this game, which it kind of results in, if you go fast, you'll get good cycles and consistent cycles every time. And it kind of helps you from a speedrunning standpoint, because the less random factors we have to deal with, the better. And if I like bonk here or there, it's nice to know that it's like, okay, I'm gonna be behind the cycle like this much, and so on and so forth. Now check this out. Charging directly into that fireworks chest, so that way it blows up immediately. If I were to flame that firework chest and not take damage, I would have had to wait a few seconds for it to explode. Cool little optimization right there at the sacrifice of some sparks. And I don't think I explained already, but the way Sparks' health works, Sparks is like your health bar. He's the little dragonfly that follows you. And when he's at gold color, he's at full health. When he's blue like this, he's at medium health. Green Sparks, he's at low health. And then if you take one more damage, he disappears entirely. And that's why I was referring to Sparksless earlier. When you have no sparks, you have to literally collect every gem manually. That is, run Spyro's hitbox through every gem. As you can imagine, that's much slower than dealing with the gems homing in and taking way better movement as a result of that. So we're being extra careful as we're pushing our movement here and doing some of these damage abuses, so that we're making sure that we still keep our sparks, or that if we go without sparks, that we know how to get one back optimally from one of these tiny fodder creatures that all have cute names that we gave them. Buh. But yeah, man, like playing this game at GDQ, it's really surreal for me, because I remember being on Chris's couch back at AGDQ 2020, and I remember after that run, we had like go back and like look at the chat and see the run replay to see how we did, and we're thinking, oh man, they're gonna tear us apart, right? And of course, the fandom and the community for this game is so amazing, and you guys are so awesome. We looked at the chat back then, and you know what it said? Endless cute chat. Cute chat all day with all the cute emotes. So if we could channel some of that energy for this run, I think that'll give me the sort of hype that I need to make it happen. So cute chat for life, man. Okay guys, so we're getting to the first supercharge of the run right here. This particular supercharge is one of the hardest, but one of the coolest, if I can nail it. It's called Bike Caves, named after a Skype emote from back when this route was found all the way back in 2013. Crazy to think that that was 8 years ago, but you know, I guess an old dog can still learn new tricks, right? Let's see if we can get it. Okay, so focus mode activating. Making sure I'm jumping off of these poles right here. Get the guy. See how this goes. Dodge the fairy. And now let's see if we can get this jump here. This is the hardest part. Beautiful. You'll love to see it. Now, I did miss a couple gems there, and that's totally fine. I love just being able to get these extended supercharge routes, and we're going to take it all the way to the top here and hit these firework chests. Amazing. And when you supercharge through a firework chest, it explodes immediately, and you don't take damage. Whereas that last one right there, I had to flame because I couldn't supercharge it. Beautiful end to the level. Clap is in the chat. Gorgeous execution. You'll love to see it. And now we're moving on to Wizard Peak. This was my favorite level that I said in the interview earlier, and this is the one that has the sort of like Amanda Show knockoff music. Well, actually, if you think about it, Amanda Show knocked off this, because this came first, but semantics, my friends. It's all nostalgic at the end of the day. Wouldn't you say? Getting some nice, valuable gems here heading into Wizard Peak. This has got to be one of my favorite levels. The flame charging, that is getting the gems to home in from the enemies from a flame, as well as the supercharge strats here, are super satisfying in both any percent and 120%. So let's see how we do here. And while I go through this, let's go ahead and open it up for a few more donations.
Dale, the power you have over this chat right now. I see so many cute chats in there, and I'm seeing a ton of claps. Look at that. Let's kick it off with this first donation here. It's talking about some of our bonus incentives. I've got one from Rordon the Cleric for 25 saying, let's keep it going for the Kirby Arena incentive. I've got another one here that says, a GDQ party on the water at the Lake of Ozarks. Go, Dayo.
Yeah.
It's from Dayo's mom.
Yes. Hi, Mom. I love you, Mom. Thank you for supporting me through this whole game. I love you so much. You're the best.
$50 donation here from Cooler that says, Arena, Arena, Arena. Speaking about those bonus incentives, we do have some time on those. The Kirby Superstar Arena run. You have until the end of the Kirby run there, but that's coming up real quick. Look at these speed runs go. Do I have time for one more?
Go for one more right here while I take a beautiful death abuse animation skip. Mwah, chef's kiss. Go ahead.
This is a $1,000 donation from one Dorito that says, Rat Jam, Rat Jam, Rat Jam.
Yeah, dude. He always stayed jamming, dude. He always stayed jamming. Like I was saying earlier, Dorito is the name that we gave the rat at the end of the run, who's going to play a very integral part to this run if I can get him. But if not, that's okay too. You know, we make it work. And the good news is that even if I don't get the trick with Dorito and he stays rat jamming, then first of all, that's awesome. And second of all, we'll be able to do some really cool vortex strats in the 2 levels that I would otherwise be skipping. So it's like, you miss the trick, you win. You get the trick, you win. I mean, speedrunning this game is kind of awesome like that. It kind of brings up an interesting point that one reason I love speedrunning this game is that even when you make the worst of mistakes, say you get a game over or you miss a level or something like that, and yes, I've done both of those things. Oh my gosh, I barely touched the dragon through the portal right there. You could barely hear him. Sorry to cut myself off like that, but that was a very hype moment. You'll notice when I exit this level, that dragon will already be collected. The only dragon skip in the entire game. Super hype. Hype up in the chat. But anyways, like I was saying, you know, the concept of recovery in this game is really good because if you just keep a strong will and you just keep pushing forward, especially in a category like 120%, you're going to end up on top and you're gonna finish with a good time. Even if you lose a minute plus in one level or 30 seconds in another, the time losses are never so bad that you can never bring it back. And that's one thing that I love about a game like this. Some speedruns are not so lucky. Some speedruns, you know, you miss a trick and it's like, all right, well, I literally can't continue. You know, and we've seen that one in GDQ before. You gotta have like the backup save memory card and stuff. In this game, it's a lot more lenient. And so to a casual new player, I think it kind of teaches, I know it taught me a lot about pushing through the mistakes and having willpower. And that's like a skill that honestly that I've taken through my whole life, you know? And so believe it or not, speedrunning really does teach you about life and about like how to emotionally handle adversity and how to keep pushing through to accomplish your goals and your dreams. And I gotta say, one more time, it's just a dream to be up here on the GDQ stage with you guys, and I'm just really honored to be among you guys. When I started this game back in 2013, no way in heck I would have thought I was gonna make it up here, so I love you guys, man, for real. We're coming up to the final boss of Magic Crafters. This guy's name's Blowhard, and he is so funny. I like to call him Tornado Joe, because he's literally a moving tornado. He's kind of funny. You gotta love the bosses in this game. They're so wacky. Like, I don't know what these developers were doing when they came up with them, but this boss is funny. Interestingly, I want to be going fast here in this section right here, so that way I can catch all of these cycles with these platforms here. We'll see if I can get it. Oh, barely catching the platform there. And you can actually get that second platform as it's coming down and jump off of it there. We would call that super fast cycle, but instead, I just got the normal fast cycle. I mean, whatever, I'll take it, right? Yeah, humble as always. No, it's funny now after all this time and getting like a couple world records in this game. It's like anytime I make a major, just like oopsie, like dumb mistake in this game, it's like, yeah, world record holder, by the way. Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, nice, got the double spring chest right there. Super cool strat. Gotta hit Blowhard on the top of his hitbox. Only that yellow little like flag part of him takes damage right there. So you gotta do a nice little jump flame charge in order to hit that. And that's not easy inputs. X circle square as quickly as you can. Takes a little bit of practice. And a few broken joints on your thumb at times. I got sent a funny picture by Nova Spell, the Vortex world record holder. And she sent me a picture of her blister like on the bottom of her thumb just from doing all this crazy like hardcore gamer strats, you know. You'll love to see it. And shout outs to you, Nova. You're the best. All right, coming up to Beastmakers, guys, the game gets intense here. The enemies, like you can see, we're more than like halfway-ish through the game at this point, and the enemies are starting to scale in terms of their annoyingness. When we get past this first flight level here, you're gonna see in Misty Bog and Treetops, these enemies will not take no for an answer. They will absolutely punish you if you have any hesitation on their attacks. So I gotta be extra confident with my inputs here to make sure that I'm not taking unnecessary damage. And God forbid I go sparksless, you know what I'm saying? So check this out right here, this guy. Oh, beautiful. The surprise pig right there. He got all of us as a kid, don't lie. That pig got you as a kid. I see you, I know he did. And getting the flame charge on him right there, getting that gem to home in from the flame, like I said, takes very precise timing and spacing in order to finagle. But anyways, we're coming into Wild Flight right here, and this is one of my favorite flight levels. We gotta do the first half cleanly, so that way we can hit a nice little flop turnaround to skip some of the movement in the second half. But while I'm flying through this right now, what do you say we get in a couple more donations here to hype it up a bit?
We can definitely do that. Starting it off, I've got a $50 donation here from Callie that says, this donation is from my mom since Spyro was one of her favorite games. We got moms for GDQ this year. This is fantastic. I love it.
Yes.
I've got a $50 donation here from Curb Snuggling that says, love Dayoman's energy. Super hyped SGDQ is here. I had to donate early so I can donate often.
And here we go with the little turnaround. Sorry, go ahead.
So sorry. I've got a $15 donation here from Bread Bowl that says, when you don't have a memory card in 1997, every run's a speed run. Go, Dayo.
Yep. I know exactly what that feels like also. When I played N64 as a kid, I didn't have a memory pack. I don't know if any of us had a memory pack back then, man. Like, I'd play Tony Hawk from start to finish, Lego Racers start to finish. I'd always get messed up by Rocket Racer, dude. It was just a nightmare. Thank goodness Ocarina of Time had a save file built into the cart. And thank goodness I had a PS1 memory card, or else I probably would have never gotten through this game and ended up playing it for you guys, for you beautiful chatters today, so. Uh-oh, we're coming into Misty Bog right here. If you remember this level, type your favorite memory of this level in the chat. Your favorite memory, not least favorite memory. Everybody always talks smack about this level, and you can see why. These enemies, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile. And those little shrub guys that I just killed, they will absolutely have the longest damage animation. They fully eat you and chew you up before spitting you out. Super not fast. Okay, challenging the froggies, who will actually lick you very quickly if you're not careful. I got very lucky with those cycles there. Missing the flame charge on the hog, but you know, we take it. Moving it around this way. Now, you'll notice again, I'm going out of my way for certain gems. Like I was trying to go for that little box, but we're gonna see if we can hit a double spring chest right here. Let's see if we can hit it. Oh, beautiful. Clappers. You'll love to see it. And this next part is honestly, in my opinion, one of the hardest parts of the level. It's a hard level in general, but this is one of the hardest parts. We're gonna be relying on enemy cycles in order to hopefully get as many gems as we possibly can with flame charges. Let's see what happens here. Beautiful start there. Beautiful. Okay, missed one flame charge, and oh, nice, and beautiful. Dude, oh my God, that is, guys, let me tell you, that is not, that movement that you saw right there took me literal years. Literal years, you know? When you guys see these runs on the Games Done Quick stream, it's like, oh, they make it look so easy, but trust me when I say there are literal years and thousands of hours put into the game to make the strats seem as comfortable and easy as they do, and you know, you gotta love that level of dedication. I mean, I don't think I've ever really been as dedicated to something in this world as I have been for speedrunning, and so I hope you can take that, and you know, whatever you're passionate about, whether you think it's legitimate or not, whether you think society thinks you should play video games or not, roll with what your heart tells you, man, because you're gonna surprise yourself with what you can accomplish. Okay, so we're coming up to the ending part of this level right here. This is the absolute worst part. In fact, this is the only part of the run where we expect to take unintentional damage. Let's see if I can do it damageless. If I can't, I'm hyping up to the moon right now. Let's see. Look how many enemies are in this room. This is actually ridiculous. Oh my goodness, damageless? Let's go, baby, hype. Not easy. And again, with the enemy AI, it varies every time you go into that little tunnel island right there. If you approach with just like a little pixel different of a camera, that'll completely throw the enemies in different directions. And sometimes you literally cannot avoid taking damage there. So super hyped that I was able to clean up that room without damage. I'll pat myself on the back for that one. Look, I'll take every W I can get throughout this run, man, before the rat at the end has something to say about it. Anyways, take a little sip of water here. Where are my chuggers at? Cheers. And here we go into Treetops. I'm gonna do a quick little double flame charge here, see if we can nail it. Beautiful. And now this part's really interesting. We actually have to race this little thief to the dragon that's coming up here, and if we can beat him to it, then we're gonna be able to teleport him to the next area and save time on having to wait for him. And it looks like I'm gonna beat him, and we did, but there's an even crazier strat coming up right here. Let's see if we can get the Laura launch. Here we go. Oh my God, first try, 1 second time save, but so swag. And honestly, isn't that all that matters at the end of the day? Hype, man. Yeah, shoutouts to Laura for discovering that little launch right there from the supercharge ramps. It's a cool abuse of the way standing on top of supercharge ramps will actually change Spyro's momentum and physical properties. So it's a cool thing that you don't really see when you're playing, but you can feel when you charge over the ramps and do, like, you know, aerial movement with the ramps as well. In fact, you guys might be familiar with a technique called double jumping in Spyro 2, where you jump and then charge at a specific timing in order to jump even further up into the air. Well, you can actually do that in this game, but you have to be standing on top of a supercharged ramp. Shoutouts to Rotis! The chicken, dude, you'll love to see it. That bonk was destiny. Rotis just wanted to say hi to the stream, man. So I gotta give him his little 2 seconds of fame right there. Shoutouts to the chicken, man. And so here we go with a couple more clutch supercharged strats right here. We're gonna have one more supercharged ramp at the end here, and we're gonna see if I can get a nice wall bump in order to skip up to the higher area here. Let's take a look. Okay, focus mode. Wall bump, nice. Oh my God, awesome, and charging right through the thief right there. You'll love to see it. That strat was found by Stone Knot back in, I wanna say 2017, 2016. Really cool, shoutouts to you, Stone Knot. And yes, again, Laura found that strat, the little launch right there off the supercharged ramp. It's so cool because a lot of these strategies will just be dug up from like old YouTube videos from like 2008, like a 3-hour, you know, let's play, and they do like some crazy strat like that by accident. And it's like, oh my goodness, like this could work in this speed run. So it's so cool when like little findings happen like that. Okay, here comes another one of the few out of bounds in the game. Let's see if I can get it right here. Nice, just barely hitting it. I'm actually gonna turn around for these gems because right now I think I'm pretty low on my gem count. So I'm gonna actually be checking the amount of gems I have after this level in order to make sure that I can recover all of the gems I need before I get to the end of Dreamweavers, where they're gonna check for 6,000 with the balloonist. But very awesome here. We're just gonna go ahead and clean up the rest of Metalhead here while grabbing a few extra gems like this blue. So now would be a great time for some donations while I go ahead and clean this level up.
Fantastic. I've definitely got a few here, including a $250 donation here from Nexian that says, Dayoman, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
Nah, I'll take them. My Spyro impersonation.
Fantastic. I've also got a $25 donation here from Thrice Bitten that says, Dayoman, I watched you clutch the world record for 120%, and I'm so happy that you're able to bring this incredible energy to GDQ. Swag!
Yes! Swag it up, dude, for life.
Still got some time for some more?
Yeah, go for it.
Then I've got a $2,000 donation here from Thin Man that says, finally have the funds to donate to GDQ. Keep up the good work, everyone.
Oh, thank you, Finn, man. Thank you to all the generous donators and to all the small donators as well. You guys are just as important, if not more. So we're all equally here for a good cause. So shout outs to Doctors Without Borders, really doing something valuable for our world, you know. Speedruns are about more than ourselves, guys, and this marathon really encapsulates that. So whatever donations you get in, just go for it, and we love you no matter who you are. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get to the end of Metalhead here, and we're closing up Beastmakers. This is the 4th of 6 homeworlds. We're just about to be heading to the final one here, and I'm gonna check my gem count. I want 5150. We're at 5123 total treasure, so I gotta clean up a few more gems. We'll see if we can get a freebie one from the enemy here in this homeworld. Let's take a look. Can we hit him? Can we hit him? Oh, no! Hey, I technically got the gem, all right? So you gotta give me that. That's a half clapper right there. Let's just give just a one-handed clap on that one. But yeah, man. You know, hey, while I'm thinking about it, I just wanted to tell you guys, in case you missed my interview, I just wanted to explain to any of you guys who are wondering, how do you pronounce the username? Dayoman? I go by Dayoman, and the reason why I have that username is because all the way back in 3rd grade, there was a whiteboard in the classroom that all the students would draw on, and I would always write the word yo on it. And after like a week or two of doing that, some kids like actually were up at the whiteboard and I was eavesdropping on them from my desk, like real sneaky like. And they were like, man, who's this guy that keeps writing yo on the whiteboard? Who's Dayoman? And I'm like, I'm Dayoman. And here we go, all these years later, decades later, if you will. And I get to share that little sentimental story with you guys. Got a nice skip over the two big guys right there and tried to get a flop off the guy right there. He can actually bounce you up to this upper area right here. Really cool little minutia strats there. You'll love to see it. We call that flop the Flora flop because you gotta name every Laura strat after the queen herself. Shouts to you, Laura. Love you. And here comes the final flight level. Guys, this run is getting close to an end. I mean, I feel like we just barely started to get to know each other. I mean, we just started cute chatting just a few minutes ago, and now the final flight level? Oh, I'm about to cry. Oh. No, but for real, big shout outs to all you guys who have been donating, but also just showing love and support in the chat. I've been seeing a lot of people from my stream as well as other legends of the Spyro community. Shouts to you, Becky Chan, the GDQ moderator, also Spyro 3 player. Love you. As well as so many others. So guys, like, I can't even begin to name them all. So I just want to say I love you guys, if that wasn't clear enough already. So we're moving through Icy Flight right here. And again, these enemy cycles are actually global here. So I'm thinking this guy's gonna be above the, yeah, he was coming down above the bridge right there. And when you play this game enough times, and this is true with any video game, once you play it enough times, you'll just know where the enemies are gonna be. I'm going to actually skip the animation by hitting the bridge right there. You'll notice that Spyro was starting to do a flying upwards animation there. That animation is actually unskippable unless you bash Spyro's head into a solid surface, giving him a concussion and sending him to the hospital in order to save 4 seconds. Really cool optimization. You'll love to see it. And now our gem count going into Jock. This is the final level before we have to check for 6,000 gems. 630, so I'm gonna grab a couple extras here. We're doing great on our gems, and if I just get the exact right amount, then we'll be just over 6,000 by the time we exit Dreamweavers after this level. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm actually gonna grab a couple extra enemies here, just for safety. And again, if my gems were a little higher, then I wouldn't have to get them. But you know, why not play it safe, you know? I'm not trying to go to another level after all. Oh, and by the way, this is where some of the movement strats get really intense. Take a look at this little platform area. We only lift one section of this little cake here. Little birthday cake, we call it. And can we get the... No! Oh my goodness! The clench! Oh my God, give me one. Give me one of them, oh God! All right, here we go, here we go. The single cake. No! Rip. No, it's not a big deal. It's like what, like 30 seconds of time loss? What are you gonna do, right? An interesting thing is after this level, I'm gonna be spending multiple minutes going for the rat if it takes that long. So 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, no biggie. But you know I'm getting this single cake. I ain't quitting. Oh yeah, dude. You can see just how tight that jump is. You can barely get it. So you gotta go for it. You gotta send it to the moon. And you know what? If you miss, you're still gonna land among the stars that are incorrectly translated across the Z-axis, by the way. And here we go. Here's Jock. Nightmare fuel. Shield your eyes if you don't want to have nightmares about this guy. Jock in the Bach. You'll love to see him. I used to call this guy Jockkeese when I was a kid. Like a true idiot. You can actually jump on the side of those little wind tunnel platforms in order to get extra height early. Really cool little, you know, saving some frames there. You know, we love to save the frames here. And the animals. I see you guys. You guys better save them. Hey, man, keep it cute. That's all I'm saying. And now here we go, checking our final gem count. We have just over 6,000, and we're able to exit Dreamweavers. You can see how that gem count really affects the way our route is going all the way up to this point. But now, we don't have to collect anything else. We're done with the gems, the dragons, the nanas. We're done with all of them. And now, all we have to do is get to Nasty North. And it just so happens that there's a little trick here called Rat Proxy with our boy Dorito the Rat, named after the little bullets they shoot in Twilight Harbor. I'm gonna try to squeeze between this rat in the corner, but I need to rely on this rat giving me good movement RNG before I can do that. So since he gives me bad RNG there, and this is gonna happen a lot, I have to take a death abuse in order to reset his movement. And if I get a game over, that's all right. It'll still spawn me right there in the home world. So I'll try it one more time here. Oh, that was a close one. While I keep attempting this, I have about, let me see here. I have about, like 2-ish minutes to attempt this. before I have to move on with the 2 levels normally. Again, I'm trying to skip Nork Cove and Twilight Harbor by flying over the nasty Nork portal where there's no collision. And by getting shot up on top of the Nork Cove portal from Rat Proxy. Oh, so close. And so while I attempt this, let's go ahead and get some more donations going in here. And let's get some Dorito hype in the chat, some cute emotes. Let's go.
All right, let's keep that hype going. I've got $50 here from bartender Nicole that says, please give a shout out to my fam, Davey and Mel. I love them very much. And then I've got a $25 donation here from Pharaoh's Queen that says, watching GDQ with my kids and my 8-year-old daughter is just loving this Spyro run. It's her absolute favorite game, and she's been watching this run with her jaw dropped the entire time. I'll donate another $25 if you can make a shout out to her. Catherine is her name.
Shout outs to you, Catherine.
Shout out to Catherine. Thank you so much for the donation, y'all. Got a $25 donation here from Aquila that says, Dayoman is so delightful I had to donate despite never having seen this game before. You see what you've done, Dayo? You're bringing people in. It's amazing. We love it.
Thank you guys for all the generosity. Hype up for a childhood classic, man. Go ahead, go ahead.
It was my favorite as a kid. I've got a $25 donation here from James and Gus that says, I cannot believe that Dayoman is commenting his own run. Absolutely incredible. Had to donate for this superb run. Good luck with Dorito, and thanks as ever to everyone involved in making GDQ such a wonderful week. How's Dorito treating you over there?
He's a cruel mistress, man. He's a cruel mistress.
Alrighty, well, let's get another good luck charm in here with this $20 donation from Blue Shine that says, for the Dayoman, the Dayo myth, the Dayo legend. Looking forward to that rat proxy.
So close. Are you guys seeing some of these attempts? It's so close. You can see me popping up into the air a little bit. I want to go high enough so that I get on top of this portal here. We'll see if we can do it.
Want me to fit in some more donations?
Yeah, go for it, man. We got another minute or two here.
Fantastic. Here's a $20 donation from Alschlein that says, props to Dayoman for infinite energy, props to GDQ for being awesome, and props to you for the donation, my friend. Here is a $25 donation from Phoenix Aki that says, Dayo is so central to our community, and this game wouldn't be pushed as far as it has been if he didn't stay motivated for 7 straight years to get to this point. Dayo, you've done wonders to remind me of how fun speedrunning is and how great our community is, and I hope it continues for a long time. Smiley face.
I love you, Phoenix. This guy actually organized a whole Spyro speedrun marathon with every category under the sun. For every Spyro speedrun, any spin-off, Enter the Dragonfly, Game Boy Advance game, and all the rest. So shout-outs to you, Phoenix. Keep it cute, man. I know you are.
Shout-outs to Phoenix. What a great donation and what a great person. I've got a $100 donation from Sandwich real quick that says, we love you, Dayo. Sandwich crew, watching you in our Discord, rooting you on. Stay cute.
I don't know what that proxy was. By the way, thank you, Sam. I love you. But we're about at the end of our rat proxy attempts there. We gave it the old college try. I almost got it right there. I don't even know what that proxy was, but we're going to go ahead and do the last 2 levels normally in order to make our estimate here. And let's check out some of these strats here. Oh my God. So it's like, even when you miss the Dorito proxy, you still get some awesome strategies in this game. So you'll love to see it. I unfortunately got my glide eaten there because you actually cross a loading zone by going over that mountain the unintended way. But all right, we take it, man. We have a few Sparkses to kill, so no biggie, no biggie. And now check this out. We're gonna be heading over to Twilight Harbor here. See if we can nail the Vortex strat here. It's awesome, you know, I love it. Even though I didn't get the rat proxy, totally understandable. You gotta love actually like doing some of these like extra levels and showing off the game a little bit, because all of these, I don't know about you guys, but these levels still take me back to when I was just a little kid playing this game for the first time. And here are the Dorito guns, by the way, that we named the rat after. All of the enemies in this level shoot little Doritos, so it's kind of cute. See if I can get the proxy. Not quite, that's all right. I'm gonna go the long way because I'm sparkless. Go around this way. Again, we don't need any of these gems or dragons or anything like that. We just need to get to the end without getting assaulted with delicious cheese-flavored chips. And let's see if we can get this early supercharge here. Nice. So you can see I was going for a bump very similar to the strat I did in Treetops right there, where we actually launch up on top of the roof by using the little curve of the geometry of the level there. But we're taking it to the end of Twilight, and guys, we only have one more level left after this. please hype up in the chat. Give me all the cute energy you can so that way we can hit Nasty Nork and finish this run off with a bang. And nice shooter, thank you for the 5 gifts. Appreciate you. So yeah, so here we are at the final level here. Again, those 2 levels I just did would have been skipped if I'd have gotten a really good proxy from that rat there getting shot up into the air and going over the Nasty Nork portal to get in early. But since we didn't, here we are at Nasty Nork, and we're gonna get a couple of quick kills on these thieves and follow him through his obstacle course to finish off the run. And yeah, hype up, guys. I just want to say one more time, y'all, it's been such a pleasure doing this run for you guys and playing for GDQ. It's been really a long time dream of mine to be here on the stage with you guys and sharing this amazing game and this amazing speed run. I believe wholeheartedly that this game is not at the end of its journey as far as the speed run progression goes. And I think any of you guys out there, if you're interested in getting into a speed run, this is one for the record books. And that's no pun intended. I think you guys can really flame charge this one to the moon. Oh, beautiful. Early hit on Nasty right there. You can barely hit him before he gets onto the platform. And now check him out with his jumps. LeBron. Going for the 3 points right there. And here we go. Get ready for time. And time. Nice, guys. So thank you one more time to GDQ. We're going to be moving on to our next run here, but my name is Dayoman. You can follow me on Twitch, Dayoman. I also have a YouTube channel I post on regularly. Follow speedrun.com/Spyro1. Hop in the Discord if you're curious about this game. And guys, thank you for all of the donations to Doctors Without Borders, and thank you for being the cutest chat I've ever seen in my life. I love you, and stay beautiful, stay awesome, and keep chugging. Cheers, guys.
Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. What an amazing run. Can we get some more hype in the chat for Dayoman? What a beautiful human, a beautiful runner, raising money for a good cause. We're going to read off a couple donations here, give you a reminder that we do have some amazing bonus incentives. Uh, First, we are going to say it's a $50 donation from Splash Damage that says, as soon as I saw the Kirby Superstar Arena run on the list, I knew I had to donate to it on the double. So excited to see this game on the list. And with that inaugural donation, we actually did complete the Kirby Superstar Arena Run incentive. We also completed the Metal Wolf Chaos XD cutscene showcase incentives. Both of those are checked off the list. You guys are amazing. And during that run, we also crossed $50,000. Look at us go. The stream hasn't even been live for 7 hours yet. You guys are amazing. You're doing such great work. Thank you all for tuning in. While we have another moment, I'm going to read off a couple more donations. I've got a $100 donation from Zach that says, happy I am in a position where I can donate again to Doctors Without Borders during GDQ, putting this donation to the Paper Mario incentive because there's no such thing as too much Paper Mario. I've got a $50 donation here from Bond and Bruise that says, love Bond and love this event. Couldn't have asked for a better day. The Bond community is passionate and we will make this incentive happen. I've got a $100 donation here from Pewee Taken that says, F-Zero GX, a Mega Man X race, and Kirby Superstar Ultra, or Superstar all in one day. What a great way to spend the 4th. Thank you, runners and staff, for all your hard work raising money for charity. I've also got actually a follow-up donation here from earlier that says, good enough for me, I pronounce it Zorad Anasar. That was an amazing $100 earlier that said they'd give us another 100 if I pronounced it adequately, and apparently I did, so thank you for that follow-up donation, my friend. And I've also got a $50 donation here from Cherry Scary that says, this Spyro run from Dayo is earning my first donation of the week. Love seeing his love for the game and celebration of a classic. And we love seeing that hype spread out to everybody in the chat, everybody viewing. Thank you all so much for your donations and helping us get this far in this time. Alrighty, and with that said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all for your generosity with donations and for welcoming me in on this side of the stream. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon for another block, but in the meantime, here's Yo BGS to take over the mic.
Thank you very much, Xenadir, and welcome back, everyone, to Summer Games Done Quick 2021 online, where we're going fast and raising money for Doctors Without Borders, an international medical humanitarian aid organization that works in over 90 countries around the world, providing life-saving medical humanitarian care and speaking out about what they see in those areas. Their work aids people based solely on need, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. MSF relies mainly on the generosity of individual donors, with over 90% of MSF's income coming from private donors giving small amounts. And you may not have known this, but throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, MSF has distributed 3.21 million COVID-19 protective equipment, masks, and hygiene kits, and currently has projects with COVID-19 activities in 70 countries. An absolutely incredible organization to be donating towards. And speaking of that, we had a $50 donation from the Knight Who Goes Knee, saying, "Thank you, Dayoman, for completely destroying one of my favorite games. You're awesome." And you're awesome as well, the Knight Who Goes Knee. And we will be back in just a minute. Got a couple of messages, and then we'll get back with some more of your generosity as we get ready for everyone's favorite pink puffball, Kirby. All right, and the amazing generosity continues at coming in, including $100 from I Need Better Name that says, "PSA, remember to hydrate and get up for a stretch break every hour. Donation goes to the Nightfire All Tokens incentive." That's right, and we're going to be keeping an eye on that during the Kirby Superstar run. It looks like we're at about 47.85 of $5,000